Hey guys, what's up? This is Adarsh, and today we are going to learn the clip shift. This move is by no means an easy move. You're going to struggle a lot with this move, and chances are you won't get it as I'm teaching it to you. So, yeah, uh, but I promise you, if you don't give up and you keep practicing this move, you will be able to eventually get it. You can rewatch the video a couple of times to see exactly how it's done. It is a bit of a difficult move to teach. You just have to keep practicing and develop your own muscles and finger movement. So yeah, hopefully you'll get it. Just don't give up on it, because a lot of people try it and it's too difficult and then give up. So yeah, uh, I have very long fingers, so it was very not very easy for me, but uh, it was easy for me as compared to how difficult it is going to be for you. But still, don't give up. I know of people who have short fingers and still manage to do it. So yeah. Anything else? Glitch, 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 glitch. Okay, so this is a tutorial for the clip shift. Now bear in mind that this is not an easy move. Please don't give up if you don't get it the first time. Focus, yeah. Now essentially what is happening is the bottom card in the variation of the color change thing. Essentially the clip shift is the bottom card is stripped off, it goes around the deck and it lands on top. That is essentially what the move is. Sounds very simple, but is difficult to achieve, and I myself don't perform this a lot because there are pretty good alternatives for this move, so I've never felt the need to. But I don't know, I just practice this. I don't know why, because it's a very difficult move and it was like a challenge to be overcome. I still can't do it flawlessly, but yeah, nothing wrong with teaching you the basic mechanics and what I have learned from this move. Now you all have very different fingers, so the grip will vary, but what you want to achieve is, if I can get this in focus, yeah, what you want to achieve is these three joints need to pass the deck, because they are going to be holding the card and stripping it out, right? And if you had a very like shallow or deep, depending on where you look at it, this would be very difficult, right? Shit, I did it. Anyways, have the joints pass this edge of the deck, so it's a bit easy. Now don't try, I know you're trying to strip the card out and it's probably not working out, because it's not that easy. And if you can do it, then my god, I respect you a lot more now. Yeah, so what happens is, now what is going to happen is, I should have got a better angle. You know what, better, yeah, better. So essentially what is going to happen is, you are going to be using these two fingers, finger 3 and the ring finger and the pinky finger, to sort of bend, if I can get this in focus, yeah, so sort of bend and grip the bottom card. The middle finger is not going to aid the stripping of this card, because it needs to hold the deck, and even if it went, then there's no fingers holding the deck is there, so bad idea. Okay, shit, I'm sorry. So your finger 3 and finger 4 are going to strip the bottom card, okay, and this is very similar to the Kelly bottom replacement move. I think that's what it's called. That's what it's called. I don't know. So it is this where you show the spectator the card, and then it's like you strip it and you create some gap. The card is shown, and the card is controlled at the bottom, right? So I don't perform this move. I don't know exactly how this move works. I just sort of taught myself this move. So don't consider this a tutorial for the Kelly bottom replacement move. But if you can do this move, I'm assuming this move might be a bit more easier. The clip shift might be a bit more easier because you already know how to strip and kind of manipulate the card here, right? So again, So again, you strip using these two fingers, then it kind of pivots here. Okay. From this point on, if your index finger does not push on the deck downwards, okay, that is what's going to happen, right? Okay. I could let the card stay there, but it would be a much smaller deck and it would be much easier for me, and I don't want to do the tutorial that way. Okay, so as soon as it comes here, you're going to use your index finger to kind of push the deck so this card can clear. So from here, now if I don't get any aid from the pointer finger, it is going to be okay. Even now I'm involuntarily using my index finger to help, but if it did not help, it's a long way for the card to go, and it's going to be very difficult and painful. Okay, so your index finger is going to push the deck downwards. See how much more easier it makes it. So if you push it downwards, then it becomes easier for the card to clear the deck. So again, from here, strip, use your index finger to push. Now the card is cleared. So basically it is clipped between, let me check, yeah, it is clipped between the the middle finger and the ring finger, hence the name clip shift, right? So from here, even though the middle finger is used to hold the deck, it is clipped between the middle finger and the ring finger, and the ring finger and pinky finger make it clear the deck. Why do I feel like this is a very bad explanation? I'm trying my best, guys. From here, clip, the index finger pushes, clears the deck. Now if the index finger stays here, then you have to lift your index finger and put it on top of the card and then square it, which is a very awkward motion. So let's say I did this, so now I have to lift it and put it here. It is much better if the index finger is already in the air, ready to receive the card, right? So your index finger pushes, and as soon as the card clears, the work of the index finger is done. So you can lift it and make the index finger ready to receive the bottom card, and then the index finger kind of pushes down on the card and stretches using this joint, not this or this joint, stretches using this joint, so it kind of squares up, right? So that is basically what the clip shift is. Again, strip, pivot, clip between the, now originally it was taught to me, it was clipping the card somewhat here, but just practicing it for many days and weeks and months, I've kind of developed something which does not resemble the clipping action. So I don't know. Here you're going to clear the deck, so it's not taking the very long route and going here, it's taking the shortest route. So the deck is kind of angled, so it kind of makes a perpendicular angle from the between the deck and the card. Oh, I'm tired. Okay. Yeah, it is clipped, sort of clipped between the middle finger and the ring finger. The index finger pushes, so it gets clear. Okay, and now so this is what the mistake is. Now, since my pointer finger was not ready to receive the card, it sort of landed on top of the card. Now I have to rotate the card around it and then get it and then stretch it, and god, it's a mess. So your pointer finger needs to be ready to receive the card. Let's get this in focus. Okay, so here receive the card and square. Okay, now as you square, I hope this part is clear, where you use your pinky to push. You are pushing, it clears, then you receive the card and you push down on the card which was transferred from the bottom to the top, and you sort of stretch this joint and you kind of use your pinky to square everything up. Because if, let's say, you overshoot, right, and then you want to bring it back, there's no stopper here. You could go more behind than you need to, right? So to avoid that, you're going to be using your pinky here, and it's literally just beside the corner. It travels from here to here. Okay, from here transfer, the pointer finger receives, and now the pinky is free, so it just rests here, and the sort of all the fingers help the card get squared the deck, right? Okay, yeah. So now, using it as a color change, I usually found myself doing the color change and doing this, so it only made sense to kind of combine those two motions, right? So if I do the color change, and as the index finger is pushing and squaring, if I just transfer it to this hand, it looks a bit better in my opinion. I don't know, but nothing wrong with just doing the traditional one-handed clip shift, right? So yeah, here, and as you're squaring, you're just doing kind of the all-round square up thing. So here. Okay, this is one of the other problems you're going to face, is the card clears the entire deck but does not clear the top card, and it just gets stuck here. And trust me, this is a true story. When I was learning this move a couple of months ago, this happened, and I literally bent this card. I was so frustrated, and it did not make sense. It was out of anger. And I just bent this card and it was destroyed. I had to throw that card away. Yeah, so that happened. Don't do that. Don't lose your cool. It is a bit of a difficult move, but you'll get it. Oh, okay. From here, push, and so the pointer finger does not let it overshoot from this side. These fingers are stoppers here. These fingers are stoppers. This thumb is a stopper from here, and the pinky finger acts as a stopper here. So there are stoppers everywhere, so there's nowhere for this card to go once it's on top again. Okay, another thing, this happens. Now I spent a lot of hours trying to figure out why the card was being hot jog. Okay, now I cannot recreate that, but wait a second. So okay, anyways, I'll tell you what does it. If when the card comes on top, if it lands on its edge, the more it lands on its edge, the more there is a possibility of it displacing the top card. If it kind of lands on its back, and then you use your the pointer finger, then it does not move. See, I'm applying as much pressure as I can. I mean, it sort of did move, but yeah. But look at what happens if it lands on its edge. Immediately it displaces. So that is one thing you need to take care of. There's nothing I can do that will teach you how to not make it land on its edge. You just have to kind of practice and keep check on it, right? From here, here, and this is sort of what is going on. Okay, clear, right? And the reason this move is so visual is it's as close as it could be to the card, right? And still the spectators haven't seen the card yet, and then just wave and it changes. That is such a bad color change. But yeah, I hope you learned something out of this. It's a bit of a complicated move to teach. I thought this when I was learning it, and I thought the guy did such a bad job teaching, but now I realize how difficult it is to teach this move. But I hope you learned this well. You probably won't be able to perform this well instantly. It will take months and months of practice, but you'll get it if you stay persistent. So please stay persistent, and like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay, bye bye.